Neffy, do you want to be in the movie? Do you want to be in the movie, little one? Aw.
You can be in the movie.
Phew. YouTube is hard work.
Hey, wake up. Hey, wake up.
Hello, welcome to In the Mind of a Pianist. Today we are exploring some of the many paradoxes we encounter as we study the piano. Paradoxes are like little brain traps, but in a good way. When you study them, they force you to slow down and check your assumptions. What seemed obvious suddenly gets slippery. That's helpful for a few reasons. It's good for sharper thinking. Paradoxes expose hidden flaws in reasoning. If you can untangle one, you're training yourself to spot weak arguments or fuzzy definitions elsewhere.
Argue that one of us always tells the truth and one of us always lies. That's a rule too. He always lies.
It's good for creative problem solving. They push you to think outside straight lines. Sometimes the solution isn't picking one side, but reframing the whole setup. It's good for our humility. Running into a paradox reminds you that intuition and common sense can mislead. It keeps the mind flexible and less dogmatic. And if you have some paradoxes you would like to share, please do so in the comments section. Play strong and firm, use lots of pressure, but stay relaxed. Rhythms which are alive, play with flow and energy, but let every note have its time. Play very softly, but with a focused tone. Balance the sound of a chord by making it imbalanced, using voicing. Play with your fingers, but don't play with your fingers, play with your arm. The job of the fingers is to move and to not move. Generally, the fingers should be stabilized and grasping. Concentrate, stay mentally involved, but don't overthink and also trust your instincts. Make a greater sound, but with less effort. To play expressively, don't make so many small phrases. Also, rubato must be logical and have purpose. Don't move time arbitrarily.
I mean, yeah, you better never have any rubato. I mean, as if rubato is naughty. It's very natural. Is it da 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 da? I think not.
To me, studying paradoxes is like staring into a funhouse mirror of thought. You see distortions, but those distortions teach you something essential about the structure of your own mind and the world. Practice a lot, but don't over-practice. Make good use of your time, don't waste it. You don't want to become tired of your piece before you have even finished learning it. Being too careful actually gets in your way sometimes. Sometimes be very careful and sometimes don't. But at times, being extremely careful is the best path forward by far. Playing piano is not supposed to be exactly comfortable, and as a teacher, we should not try to make it comfortable for the student. Yet, as you figure out your technique, it will become more and more comfortable. Be serious about being playful. Be playful about being serious. Young children are inexperienced, but they are also smart and capable. Treat them as such. Young children are undisciplined, yet children are capable of great discipline if the parents and teacher establish a reliable and structured routine. When I think about paradoxes, it's almost like they act as a stress test for human thought. They pressure the system until something cracks, so you can see how it really works. Paradoxes aren't just puzzles. They're pressure points in our understanding of reality, language, and even ourselves. They expose the limits of language and logic. They unsettle our sense of time and existence. These paradoxes force us to confront the tension between perception and lived reality. They reveal contradictions in our ethical reasoning. They open doors to new frameworks. In 2025, we have more information and teaching available, and yet we value it less. Let's hear a superb story about sacrifice and obsession and genius. When Johann Sebastian Bach was 19 years old, he was working as an organist in Arnstadt. He requested and was granted permission to take 4 weeks leave to visit the legendary elderly organist Dietrich Buxtehude. He ended up staying for 4 months. But also, he could not afford a horse, much less a carriage ride, so he made the 250-mile journey to Lübeck on foot. This is one of the many stories of great dedication and sacrifice by Bach and other masterful music predecessors. Most people today are comfort addicted and effort averse, especially if we compare ourselves to people like Bach. It's inspiring to keep this in mind, isn't it? It gives me a little kick in the pants. Do quick fixes exist? Yes, but they are still no substitute for time and experience. Yeah? Oh, you want to be in the movie? Sometimes the most validating word a teacher can say to their student is no. I had a conversation online years back with a group of supposed piano teachers. I brought up this idea and I was immediately met with rancor and acrimony. One teacher said, "How dare you use a word like that with a child?" And I guess they don't realize that I don't only use that word with children, I use it with myself when I'm practicing. It is not disrespectful to say no. In fact, I would claim it's disrespectful to not say it. We achieve very good results when using this word in conjunction with colorful, varied, and thorough instruction and encouragement. It is as important to show our brain what not to do as it is to demonstrate desirable thoughts and actions. This does come with a caveat. At times, phrasing instruction in the positive, like lift the pedal here, is much more effective than the negative, don't use too much pedal. It depends on which is more clear and specific. The paradox is the negative word no has the power to uplift and encourage. One reason is the person saying the word no believes that you have the power to transform. That is a supreme compliment, actually. That is actually a supreme compliment. No. And there are other times when we need to give ourselves a break, show ourselves self-love. But what I'm saying is there's a lot of power in the word no.
A good example of this is a young child who is purposefully doing something wrong. A simple no and pause can encourage them to grow bored of misbehaving. No further reaction is needed in this case.
If music is too simple, it can be boring. Yet, our master composers strive for simplicity as much as possible. They say this is true art. Boil down the ideas to the essence, to the truth.
I'm not so mute. I'm just a string of shells. I'm no mute. Just used to speak too soon. Keep your talk. It's you who burn in my head. Keep your shrieks. I'm all ears to myself.